Now we're going to talk about creating subsets of the cards for practice purposes, and you can think of these as creating lesson plans. So we're going to use these buttons over here under the grouping. And you can see, first of all, you'll notice that some of them are ghosted out. Okay, that just indicates what's available in the level that you've set. So if you're in beginner level, you see that it doesn't make the ninth, the sus2 or sus4, or the major chords available. As you click on advanced, you see some more become available, and finally in expert mode you have all of them available. Okay, so for purposes of this demonstration, I'm just going to go back to beginner mode, and I'm going to show you by keeping the chord box open, as you'll see this change as we create groups. So the first thing I'm going to do is, right now you can see that we have 3 A's, and then it starts going into the B's and on down. But if I click on the A button, it only shows me the A chords, okay? And now if I was to, I'm going to flip the cards over also. If I run through these here, you see that we have A7, A minor, and A. That's the only chords that are available in that set, okay? So we can continue to add to that by clicking on buttons, and we add on. Now we have all the A's and B's in the beginner level, and we can continue to add. But if we just, let's say we just wanted to see the A chord, the B chord, and the C chord. Well, to do that, we would just click this button, root. And now you can see those are the only 3 chords available, the A, the B, and the C. Okay, so from here we might want to say, well, we want to just learn a small set of cards. For example, ones that you might find in a lot of songs. A good example would be the C, the D, and the G. Those are used often together in songs. So we have the C, D, and G, but they usually have some others as like the minors, maybe, and possibly the sevenths. So now, as we see, we have C, C7, and C minor, D, D7, D minor, G, G7, G minor, and G sharp 7 and G sharp minor. So we have all the different variations in the beginner level. So once we've set up our group, we can now set up which side of the card we'd like to see. We can jump randomly, and of course the idea, if you're practicing, is to close this chord box so that you don't see what the chord is ahead of time. So by doing that, you just click here and it closes back up. So now we're looking at this. We can try to play this. We can quiz ourselves, do we remember the name of this chord? And we turn it over to get that answer. We can always turn on our audio as we're going through the cards. If you want to hear that the chord that you're playing sounds the same as the one in the course. Okay. And we can turn it on autoplay, which will, once we've set up autoplay, and we go into that in another video in more depth, but you can set up autoplay so that you can then just let it run through your list of your playlist and sit back with your ukulele and practice along. Okay, and you can also use these group sets with the play-by-ear training mode. So once you click on that, it will play a chord from your group, and you will try to determine whether you can recognize it by ear. Okay, so that's pretty much the grouping. Make sure I covered everything here. We have the root button, which allows you to choose the single bass chord for that group. We can add using these. We can subset using these. And for example, if you have nothing selected at all, like so, you see you have every single chord. You can also choose them by going in and just choosing one of these. Say you only want to learn sharps. Now you might say, why would I want to do that? Well, it's a good way to train your ear to hear the distinct nuance of a sharp chord. So you might want to do just the sharps and the roots together, or just the sharps alone, or maybe you want to compare sharps and flats. So this is a really, really powerful tool to help you learn to play by ear and also to memorize the chords.